Hey guys, Weiss Schwarz here. This is going to be our first deck profile, and so we're going to do Sword Art Online, majority blue with a little bit of red. I don't want to make this video too long, but it is going to take quite a while to go through all the cards. There's some competitive cards that are used in here, but I prefer to use this one more as a fun kind of deck. I hope to give you guys a more competitive build coming on later. But right now, we're just going to do this one. This uses cards from the first booster, the second booster, and the extra booster. We're going to kick it right off with level 0, though. Feel free to leave your comments below, and I'll love to hear your feedback. First off, I run 2 of the 500 in front assist Sinon. This is the promo card that comes out of every single Sword Art Online 2 extra booster box. So it's a 500 in front, blue obviously, and whenever you play a climax card, you can give 1,000 power to another character. Pretty good. It's very similar to the yellow Azuna's Married Life, so a great card. I only run 2 of it because we do run another 500 in front. This is a personal choice card. I really like this card. I run it in both of my Sword Art decks. This is Kirito's Married Life from the second extra booster. It's a 500 in front, just like I said, but it also has another ability where you can pay 1 stock, draw a card, then discard a card. It's really good for feeding out climaxes from your stock without having to use a Brainstormer and go through 4 cards. I really like it, so this makes for a total of 4 500 in fronts. Next up, we have the Suiciders for the deck. I'm a strong believer in only running 2 copies of a lot of, let's say, tech cards, but this is the first deck where I actually run 3 Suiciders. I run 2 of the Silica Suicider, which just came out of the extra booster, and 1 of the Lisbeth Suicider, which came out of the first booster pack. The only reason I run 3 is because I think this card is really, really good for its ability and its synergy with my level 0s that I run for this build, and this one is just too good to not run. The Silica one, just so we can get right off the bat, it is level 0 Suicider, but as well, when you play this card, you reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an avatar or net character, you add it to your hand, and then you discard a card. Every single card in this deck is an avatar or net character, so this won't be an issue. Definitely run 2 of these. It's great for hand fixing at level 0, but also good later on. I'm going to fix the lighting for that. There we go. The next one I run is the Lisbeth one, like I said. The reason why I like this card is not only is it a 0 Suicider, it's stronger, has a stronger base power than the Silica by 500, and right before you enter your climax phase, you can take 1 damage, and you give another one of your characters 2,500 power. We don't run a very power-heavy level 0 in this deck, so this does help get over big numbers if you want to without wasting the Suicider on that card. Next up, this is the first Brainstormer of the deck that I run. This Brainstormer is probably the best pay 1 Brainstormer that I've seen for any of the sets that currently exist in North America. This is in the Sunlight Forest Sinon, 1,000 base power, pay 1, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. For each climax card revealed, search 1 avatar and net character in your deck, and then discard for however many you searched. Great, great card. I think you should always run a pay 1 Brainstormer, and I'm not going to lie, I wish I was running 2 of these. Sadly, I do not own 2 of them, and I did make room for dropping 1 for this third Suicider. I would recommend running 2 of this, most definitely, if you're going to be running any sort of pay 1 Brainstormers, because I think this one is better than, let's say, the Klein pay 1 Brainstormer, and even the yellow pay 1 Brainstormer from the second set, and that's an Azuna. Next up, we run the actual Brainstormer that helps with a ton more hand advantage without having to discard cards. This is the standard Silica Brainstormer that most people run in every single Sword Art build. Pay 1, tap 2 of your characters. For each climax revealed out of the top 4 that you reveal, you can salvage a character from your waiting room, add it to hand. Pretty great. It's also 2,500 base power, so it's only 500 less than a vanilla. Next, I run 2 on-play searchers. What that means is when you play this from your hand, you pay 1 stock, you discard a card, and you search your deck for any avatar or net character. We run 1 of each of them, 1 from the set 1, 1 from a set 2. Mainly because this is a blue-red build, this helps with the color count. I would probably just be running the blue one just in case, or just cause, but I didn't have 2 Kirito on the battlefield, so instead we're going to run 1 of each. On-play searcher is great for almost any deck that you can run it in. And this is really our ace level 0, the one that I generally prefer out of all the other ones. Like I said, not power intensive, only 2,000 power from this guy. This is Temporary Alliance Kirito from the extra booster. its other effect, or its main effect, is at the beginning of your opponent's battle phase, you can mill the top card of your deck. If it's an avatar or net character, you can move this to any position on your center stage. Opens up a lot of plays. You can first turn this card, attack in, and then your opponent goes up. If they're going to try and kill it right away, mill the top card, and you can probably save it by moving it somewhere else unless they've filled up their entire field. Additionally, you can play these in your back two positions, and then when your opponent enters their battle phase, you can also then move them up if you mill the right card. Really, really great. So I run 4 of these, and so instead of focusing on power, we instead focus around moving our cards in better positions so that we can get multiple uses out of them and we don't have to worry about things dying right away. So that's our 0 count. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Standard number for most level 0s in any deck. 16 count right there. Sounds good. We're going to go straight into level 1. We're going to start off with the only card in the deck that requires that you have to have not blue in the clock or level. So this is our red level 1. I run this card purely because it is super, super good. I would recommend running it too. This is the level 1 Suicide or Death Gun that comes out of the trial deck, actually. You only get 1 copy of it per trial deck, so if you did want to get more than 1, you would either have to find other people with them or get another trial deck also. So I run 2. What it does is, it is a level Suicider for its level and lower, but only with target characters. This means the cards that your opponent has have to have a target keyword on them. No card in the game has a target keyword because you have to give it to them. So the way you give your opponent's cards with target is its other effect. Pay 1, tap 2 of your characters, select one of your opponent's characters, it gets -1 level, and gets the target keyword. Yes, -1 level, meaning you can kill level 2s with this card. You can even kill level 3s if you play over the cards that you tapped and then you tap 2 additional. I've only done that once and it works super, super good. Great card, and because it can kill level 2s and 1s, it's wonderful. So I'll be running it at 2 just in case we need it. Next up, we're going to be running pretty much the Field Advantage card for level 1. This is Temporary Alliance Sinon. It's a pretty basic card. A lot of people run this one. It gains 500 power for each of your other avatar net, making it a 1/0/6000 with a full field. Additionally, it has Clock Encore. Really, really great. Keeps your stuff alive, making it to where you don't have to waste your stock and you don't have to waste more hand to keep your cards on the field. Next up, we're going to start off with 2 backups that I run in the deck. We're going to be running Vice Commander Ozuna, and we only run 2 of them. This is a 1/0 2K backup. It's really a 1K backup, but it has another effect. When you use this backup ability, you give 1,000 power to another character. This includes the one that you're using the backup on, so 2,000 power. This card's fantastic. Most 1/0s that are characters do only give you 1,500 power, so because this is 500 more, makes it really, really great. If you are concerned and you don't really understand why this is a yellow card and it's still level 1, when you play a backup, you do not have to match the color count. I actually hate that rule, but we're going to take advantage of it because this is a great card. Next up, this is the first Climax combo of the deck, and this is really the search potential power that we have in the deck. Since we are running blue, we're going to be running the trial deck Kirito. You only get 2 of these per trial deck once again, so you would have to get another trial deck just to get all 4. We do run 4. With this card, it's a 1/1/6/5, and what you do is when you play the Climax Photon Sword Wielder, which we're only going to run 3 of, and we'll get to that later. Photon Sword Wielder, when you reverse a character, when this is on the field, you get to search your deck for 1 avatar or net character. Doesn't cost any stock, you just get it. Additionally, when you play this Climax card, you get to take one blue card in your waiting room, put it into your stock, and every one of your characters gets a soul. So that's pretty great for hitting for higher souls. Yes, you don't get the power, which you need the power kind of to reverse characters, but that's what our 500 in fronts are for. And additionally, with our Sinons, when you play the Climax card, if you have one of these on the field, you can give one of them 1,000 power. This is really how we search and set up our hands for later up in the game. The only reason we run 3 of these is because we are running 3 Climax combos in this deck, and this one is really the one that we can lose 1 for, just because the other Climax combos that come up are going to be either as important as this one, if not more. So these are our first 3 Climaxes that we have for the deck, and this is our first combo. This is really how you set yourself up. Those are going to be our level... Oh, I forgot. We got one more of level 1 for the deck. This is a tech choice. I really like this card. It also comes from the trial deck. It's a 1/1, 4,000 with a soul trigger. You tap this card, and you give another one of your characters 2,000 power. That's pretty much all it does, except for it does also have a change effect. Its change effect is before the Encore step, obviously. You're going to pay 1 stock and put 1 card from your hand into your waiting room, and it changes into this level 2, which is also you're also going to keep into your back row. This card gives 1,000 power to the 2 cards in front of it. Additionally, you can tap this card, and you select one of your opponent's characters, and they can't use any backups on that card. This includes events or character backups. Really great card. It's a 2/1, 3,000, 1 soul trigger. I normally don't ever change into them, but both of them have their good effects, and in case there's ever a point where, say, I'm against another Sword Art deck, and let's say they're running Self-Sacrifice, which is the 1/1 yellow event backup that gives 3,500 power, if I'm very worried about that card, then I will sometimes I will make sure I have this card out, change into this one so that they cannot use that 1/1 event backup. It can be pretty scary, especially if you're trying to get your search combo off. If you don't reverse their character, you're not going to get that search. So because of that, it allows a lot of plays, and it still gives that 1,000 power in front. The change just helps us out in case we need to get it out of level 1. Other than that, our level 1 count will be at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. It's a weird number, but sometimes 13 is a lucky number for some people. So this is going to start off our level 2 count. We don't run a lot of level 2s in this deck, and the 2s that we do run are a lot of 1-of counts. That's a 1-of. The next card I'm going to show you is a 1-of as well. This is the 2/1 green Leafa backup, 2,000 power and a soul trigger. It's a 2,500 backup, so that's good. Additionally, when you use the backup, you reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an avatar or net character, you add it to your hand, and then you discard a card. Great for top checking when you're getting attacked. You can also hand fix with it when you're getting attacked, and you're also going to be saving your character when you get attacked. Really, really good. Once again, it's a green card. We don't run any other green in the deck, so you can't ever play this if you like to attack with, but you can always use as backups, even if you don't have the color in your level or clock. So we run it as a 1-of. You could run more than that. In that case, I would probably recommend dropping this level 1 per se and just running the level 2 backup if you're worried about level 2 assist in case you are worried about backups. Other than that, we're going to be running another 1-of. This is my replacement for a Lightning Flash Asuna that is used in yellow builds, and I will tell you the differences between the 2 cards. So this one specifically is a 2/1, 7,000 with a soul trigger, check 6 Sinon. If the card facing this is level 3, this card gains 3,000 power, making it a 10,000 2/1. Additionally, if you can tap 2 of your characters, and you can make this card gain 2,000 power. Meaning if you use this ability, and it's against level 3, it's a 12k 2/1 with a soul trigger. Pretty great. So the differences here between Lightning Flash and the Chexis Asuna that we use, first of all, this is blue. This is going to match our color count. But let's say if you're running a yellow build, then you could run this one. A lot of people prefer our Lightning Flash Asuna because it becomes a 12k by itself just against level 3 or highers. But the downside to this card is that whenever it reverses a character, it doesn't go to waiting room. It goes immediately to stock. This has good and bad points. The good point is when you send something to stock, your opponent cannot encore it because it has to be in the waiting room during the encore step for you to bring something back. The downside is when you're against this card, the easiest counterplay is to run a bunch of zeros into it, and you get free stock. Because when you attack your 0 into it, you're going to get your trigger stock, and your 0 is going to go to your stock, which you know is a free stock. It's pretty much exactly what you want it to be. You want it to be a 0, nothing really expensive for late game. It does have a soul trigger, still a 2/1, and it's an 8k base. This is a great card, and if I do run Lightning Flashes in my decks, then I put it as a 1-of, just like this card. This is pretty much your answer to anti-change as well. But instead, we use check 6 Sinon. These are the last two level 2s that we use in the deck, and here we have a 2/1 5k soul trigger. This is an assist card, gives 1,000 globally to all your characters, so that's really, really good about it. But it's not the reason we run it. We run it additionally because it changes into our level 3. This is going to be the first level 3 that we run, and we run 4 of them. This is the new Last Shot Sinon that came out of the extra booster. On play or change, you heal 1 damage right away. Downside of the card, when it becomes reversed, it goes straight to memory, meaning you can't encore this card ever. And it has a climax combo. It's a 10k base. I probably should mention that. Change into it at level 2, 10k base, and it has a climax combo, which we are also going to be running. And here it goes with the 1k1 climax, and it has a book trigger. And this is called Phantom Bullet. When you attack with this Sinon and this climax card is on the field, you can pay 2 stock, discard a card, and your opponent immediately burns for 4 damage. If they cancel this 4 damage, this card gains 3,500 power until the end of your opponent's turn. Really, really powerful. If they block the 4 damage, it becomes a 13-5 base. If they don't block the damage, you just dealt 4 damage, and they're about to take the actual attack, which is at least a 3-soul hit. Really, really strong. Especially if you get this combo out at level 2 by changing into it, and you can play the climax combo, it allows you for multiple turns that you can probably get this climax combo off if you are setting your hand up accordingly. If not, you change into it, get it off at least once, you're healing at level 2, and you're still going to be burning for at least 4 damage, and then do the 3 hit. And once again, if they block it, then your card's stronger on your opponent's turn as well, meaning it'll stay alive better. Great card. If you're running blue, I definitely recommend running this level 3 because we finally have good level 3s blues that are in Sorter Online. We're going to be running the other level 3 as well. But to finish up that level 2 that we did, we have 5 total. And we have now kicked off 6 of our climax cards and 4 level 3s. And this is going to be the last level 3 that we run for a total of 8. We run 4 of the End of Fate Kirito, which is a 10k base 3/2 soul trigger. On play, you get to look at the top card of your deck, and you can choose to keep it on the top or put it on the bottom. Great for top checking at the end of the game. If you see a climax card, recommend putting it on the bottom, obviously, unless you do want that trigger. Additionally, when this card becomes frontal attacked, you can pay 1 stock and it gains 1,500 power. Basically using a backup without having to have it in your hand. Really, really strong there as well. And we also run its climax combo. We only run 2 of them because it is what I call a pants trigger, because it looks like pants. It's a 1k1. When you trigger the pants trigger on an attack, you get to salvage 1 climax card in your waiting room and return it to your hand. So we only run 2 of these just because we don't want to clog a ton of climax cards in our hand if we do end up pulling off these triggers. But if you pull off this climax combo, when you attack with an End of Fate Kirito when this is on the field, you immediately heal for 1 damage, and this card gains, I can't remember, 3,000 power. Yep, so 3,000 power, making it a 14k. 14k because this is already on the field, so 13, and then plus the 1 additional 1,000. The really good part about it is that now we have heal on plays, and we also have heal on attack. Those are really important. So my ideal play is I like to change into the level 3 Sinon at level 2 whenever I can. Pull off a Phantom Bullet play. Burn for the 4 at least once in a game just because it really, really does help out and give you an edge. Then hopefully by then, the next turn, I'll be hitting level 3. And if I have at least 2 of these in hand and 1 of these in hand, then I'll be able to heal twice on attacks. I think it's very strong that way, and we do run this because Blue Eyes, they are kind of the only strong level 3 blues that exists in the Sword Art set. People can debate with me about that. I don't believe the other Kiritos, for the amount of stock that it costs for them to get their effects off and the climaxes that go with them, you really have to do a lot of work to pull it off. These 2 are great, has a great change, and has a good climax combo, so we're going to run these ones. And that really finishes the deck build. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. This is our first deck build, but we have a ton more planned for this channel. Deck builds and as well as matches that we can put out. Here to put a lot of North American content for those that don't want to look exactly for Japanese meta stuff on the internet. But let me know what you guys think. Give us a like, subscribe if you are interested, and comment below if you have any recommendations. This is Weiss Schwarz, and hope you guys have a good one.